You are listening to the Daily Homily for Magdala in the Holy Land.
Jesus said to his disciples, "You have heard that it was said, 'You shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy.' But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, that you may be children of your heavenly Father. For he makes his sun rise on the bad and the good, and causes rain to fall on the just and the unjust. For if you love those who love you, what recompense will you have? Do not the tax collectors do the same? And if you greet your brothers only, what is unusual about that? Do not the pagans do the same? So be perfect, just as your heavenly Father is perfect." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect has to be deeply connected with the same principle in Genesis of our creation. We are made in the image and likeness of God. And how does God treat people who are against him? We all are sinners. We all have failed. And he doesn't turn off the sunshine. He doesn't turn off the oxygen. He doesn't turn off the rain. It's really interesting to ponder how God continues giving us life. Even to the murderer, he continues to give him life. He could withdraw. And God doesn't withdraw because he has created us to live in freedom, not to live through coercion. We are responsible for our actions, and we are called to love. All of the animals and all of the plants, they are predetermined. We are not. That's the problem. It would be easier if we were predetermined. It's more difficult to be free. But there's a big challenge to educate in how to use freedom. And to educate siblings as little children when they have a fight, not to hate their brother or sister. That's one of the biggest tasks parents have, one of the greatest tasks, because we're made for love, we are from love, and we have to learn to be able to love, to overcome all the hurt we receive and cause each other. And this can obviously reach extremes like we see at the moment in so many areas of conflict around the world. But maybe we should turn our eyes to the generations coming up, as we also try to take care and limit the damage that's happening through the conflicts around the world. But to prepare children, the role grandparents can have, the role parents have, older siblings, people who have a little bit more preparation in the civilization of love, to find a way to bring love to others, to encourage self-giving, to encourage reconciliation. It's a very big deal. And who knows which child you're dealing with, to help them to reach that growth moment, to discover that I cannot continue hating a sibling because of the damage they did to me. And then what does the child have to discover? That this, my brother or sister, is also one of our family. They might have broken a toy, but they have to learn this. And the same proportion happens up through to the international level. How do we learn to see the good in the other? How do we learn to make a common ground, to make a place where we can meet each other? A place, a value, a project, to deal with so many needs in the world. We have this wonderful line today that Christ became poor to make us rich? How many people make others poor to become rich themselves? To enter into the logic of self-giving, of giving from oneself. And it's beautiful the way St. Paul motivates the Corinthians here, and how they are able to give of their abundance with joy. And even in their profound poverty, to become a wealth of generosity. What an amazing logic. It's like the man yesterday pressed into service, and he gives an extra mile because he gave that freely, not because he was forced. The horizon the gospel opens up for us is the horizon of God the Father's heart, the horizon of the prodigal son, the horizon of the reconciliation before going to battle, making terms with the other, to reduce suffering, to reduce conflict. We ask in God's grace in the midst of all our conflicts that even there will be people of great heroism, like Maximilian Kolbe in Auschwitz, that he gave as a very unjustly imprisoned person, he gave himself to replace another prisoner. And this sets a motion in history, a wave through history that changes the world. And we're going to be living in a broken world for a long time, till Jesus comes back. And so our challenge is not to let ourselves be beaten down by the circumstances. Our challenge is, first of all, to pray, because God needs to do it. And then every time we have the opportunity to do the right, to do the good, to do the generous, to help, not to condemn, not to judge, to speak well, to rebuild. And every one of us has things to deal with. So let us ask the Lord for the light and the strength, and maybe make a resolution today. What can I deal with? Which little bridge I need to mend right now, where I work, in my family, in other relationships over time that went bad. Is there anything I can do to rebuild?
Thank you for joining us today. If you want to learn more about Magdala, follow us on YouTube and on Facebook.